Mountain West fans, tournament time is coming. Get ready for MW Madness in Las Vegas.
And away we go.
One stop, one shot, one champion. Who will rise to be the best in the West? Tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a minute of the action this March. themw.com/2026.
And welcome into Spectrum once again, a packed house already. And instead of Aggie blue or Aggie white, it's a multitude of colors. And Gary, this is part of the Spectrum magic tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looks like fall in here at the Spectrum, and
yeah,
which I think's the point. But you know, jerseys look nice. It's good to see some old Jazz-looking colors coming out for the Aggies tonight.
Yeah, we were trying to think about the various color schemes this reminds us of, but it's cool they did it. And you know, we were told before the game that Aggie Jordy Barnes helped design these shirts. Apparently he's kind of into that sort of thing.
They did a good job.
So, all right, well, big one here for the Aggies trying to keep this win streak going. They've been playing so well. And by the way, it is a sellout tonight, I am told. So this one's going to be a lot of fun when this student section gets rolling. It could be absolutely incredible. Aggies have won 5 in a row. 3 of those, by the way, on the road, and some big wins. I mean, they win at New Mexico. They win at Colorado State. And now they come home to the friendly confines, and look at that student section.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, I think that the loss to UNLV
sort
weird.
of
woke them up to a certain extent and showed them they have to dig deep, find another level of toughness and drive and grit that will help propel them into the postseason. But they were having a tremendous run up until then, and I think they've responded well after that loss.
Yeah, they. Back-to-back losses. First Grand Canyon, and then came home. So don't worry about that. So an early score. Another 3 on the way. That's up and in. And how out of Las Vegas.
That's my
Adlin Elamine, the freshman, scored for the Aggies to get them on the board, but right back comes Fresno. And talking about David Douglas.
This game and really fire away, you know.
Well, he just fired. Good battle here on the post between Keller and turning up the hook shot. Wilson Jaquez, he's out of France.
Well, that was great defense by Keller. You have to stand your ground and make the offensive players score over you. And that's one thing that need to be more disciplined down the post, and Keller showed great discipline there.
Keller really not a three-point shooter. That's only his second made three of the season. He's put up 5 of them. And a turnover will go to the Aggies. So change is coming now for Jared Calhoun, the second-year coach of the Aggies. 20-3 this year, 11-2 in league play.
Well, you could see Coach Calhoun where when Fresno put 8-0 straight on the board that he was ready to sub in 4 guys off the bench. He wasn't going to tolerate that and bring in guys that really wanted to defend and make a statement out here.
The only one who stayed in of the starters is Mason Falslev. And you see Elijah Perriman, another freshman right there, number 1. Colby King also, he's having a great season, along with Gary Clark, who went up to set that pick. And, of course, Carson Templin. We talked about Templin at the outset of this game. He has really been hot the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is Carson's a guy that's paid his dues. He's on the floor every game, and he's a guy that's energizing and hardworking, so his teammates want to be successful.
How about that move? Mason Falslev spinning into the lane, and the Aggies have tied it up. 7-0 run for Utah State over the last minute and a half since they fell behind 10-3.
Well, and that's one thing that makes Mason so tough is his ability to maneuver on the interior defense. He's got an array of moves. He's got great court vision. He can hurt you in a myriad of ways down there. And that one, he just decided to go in and make a nice finish.
Marquez shot got the rebound right back. So the freshman, keeps it alive, and an end one. And how about Zion Collins? And he gives the lead back to the Bulldogs by 2, and he's going to be shooting free throws. So we'll take a break here. Place is full of color here in the Spectrum. Aggie basketball here on KMYU and the Mountain West Welcome back here, Spectrum and Logan. Do not adjust your television set or your laptop or wherever you're watching us. Yes, it is fall colors, part of Spectrum Magic. They gave out T-shirts to everyone in the building in 3 different colors, yellow, orange, and another orange.
It's just to match the seats. You can't tell whether the people are in the seats or just their shirts. So it'll look like a sellout anyway.
Exactly. So a 3-point lead here for Fresno State. The Bulldogs came out pretty strong in this game. Aggies did beat Fresno State on December 30th, 72-63 in Fresno. And looking to make it a season sweep here. Pass inside to Gary Clark cannot be handled. So a turnover for the Aggies. At every possession, you see Jared Calhoun imploring his guys to get their hands up.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a defensive standpoint, Utah State is the Perriman hitting the 3 there, which great offense, handles a lot of mistakes on defense, but with a team like Fresno State, you can't take any chances.
Perriman, you mentioned that 3, just a freshman out of San Francisco, California. Averages just 5 points a game in about 15 minutes, but he's got some good minutes early in this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of upside with Perriman. He's shown a lot of composure for a freshman. He's got great court vision. He can score. He can do a lot of things for you as a basketball player.
Templin trying to feed Gary Clark in the post. Instead, it's a 3-pointer again. So Perriman's got a couple of them. How about the freshman?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the hardest things, I think, as a basketball player when you're not quite in the rotation as much as you would be, to come out and be able to have the confidence and the strength just to step up and take big shots and make big shots.
And a 3-pointer the other way for Cameron Foss. So of all the Aggies on the floor right now, this lineup, only Perriman has scored. And he's got the 2 3-pointers. MJ Collins, number 2, he's the leading scorer in the Mountain West. He's gone over 20 11 times this season. Templin working in the post. He's so tough but can't get that one to fall.
Yeah, and as Templin continues to show dominant performances, he's going to get less and less good looks down there. Teams are going to start collapsing on him and forcing him to be a passer. And so
a wide open down court. Good court observation there. Gary Clark finishes for the Aggies. Caught the Bulldogs sleeping on that one.
Well, I like to see Clark and Templin playing together. I think that they can bring a lot of size and toughness that this isn't a rotation we see very often.
Three-pointer on the way. We talked about Hydebreeder in our pregame, and he's kind of struggling in the early going of this game, Gary. He has not scored yet, and he's their leading scorer. Turnover. Here come the Dogs. And Gorey's just going to keep it. Offensive board, up and in. (20-18) game here, nearing the midway point of this first half. Aggies have hit 4 of their last 5 field goals. We'll see what they have drawn up here. Another three-pointer. Can he do it again? And he does. What's going on with Elijah Perriman? He's got 9.
Yeah, usually we see him. I mean, we know he can shoot and he can take big shots, but usually we see him as a distributor, kind of a court general out there.
Uh-oh. Well, that last Perriman 3 gave Utah State their first lead of the game, but it didn't last long, as the Bulldogs get it right back.
I mean, there's no nights off in the Mountain West, and I think any team, when you give them hope and you give them confidence, they can come out and beat any team on any given night. And I think that's one of the things that Utah State has shown is they come out somewhat a little bit lackadaisical in the first half and have to make adjustments to keep themselves in a game. And I think Calhoun is He's getting tired of that. That's why you see a sub of 4 guys coming in right off the bat, because he just wants to see some defensive intensity out there.
And how about number 9 for Fresno State, Gasper Kosevar? He's out of Slovenia, had the dunk at the one end and defensive play at the other. Came in and gave his team a little bit of a spark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what a battle we've got already. The Bulldogs have come in here, and they're leading it by a point.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee?
We got a good one on Spectrum Magic Night. Mountain West Conference basketball. Aggies trying to win their 6th in a row. They are in first place in the Mountain West. They actually share it with San Diego State, but they have the tiebreaker. And they still have to play at San Diego State. You and I were talking with Mason Falslev before the game. He mentioned there's still a gauntlet coming up. You know, you got to go to Nevada, San Diego State. They have Mexico here. That's the New Mexico game. It's our final game of the season. We're broadcasting that. That's going to be a Saturday afternoon game. I'm looking forward to that on March 7th. And then it's tournament time. Three-pointer. Oh, that misses badly for MJ Collins. He doesn't miss many of those. He's a 40% three-point shooter. But an interesting note here, when they played at Fresno State and beat them, Collins had 18 points that night, but he was 0 for 4 on his threes.
So maybe they just...
Something they were doing,
yeah. They know how to run defense against his three-point shooting.
Oh, great pass. Elamine!
See, that's what we're talking about, Perriman. Usually he's got great court vision. He gets stuck, kind of is patient, doesn't panic, finds his cutters. And Elamine obviously can finish at the rim as well as anybody.
Well, that's a deep three, and it's not going to go. As Douglas took that a little bit too far out. Shot clock was about to expire. Great pick set by Keller. And a three on the way for Colby King. And now the shots are starting to fall for the Aggies. Fresno has missed their last 3 in a row. We'll see what they do on this possession. By the way, the young man with the ball, Bastien Reber, he's also from France. So you got 2 players from France playing for Fresno State. There's the rebound by the other one, Wilson Jaquez. And that's going to be a foul on Zach Keller. Zach's like, I'm just standing here.
Yeah.
He ran around me.
I think that he was just the unlucky beneficiary of just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe a little hip check.
Well, Reber definitely sold that.
Yeah. Well, I've been really impressed with Kessler's defense tonight. I mean, he's staying down. He's kind of anchoring that defense down there. He's hard to score over. And he's playing strong, tough defense, which I think has been helpful.
Another three on the way. They are not bashful. As a team, they shoot about 32% on threes. The Aggies are up around 36%. Kick out, corner three on the way, and M.J. Collins hits it. So that's his first three-pointer made against Fresno State this year, this season.
And see, the Aggies become really, really tough when the shots are falling because they're so versatile. I mean, you have guys from all over, from basically in every position that can shoot the ball and can score the ball out on the court right now.
Aggies have opened up a 7-point lead, their largest of the game after falling behind early, and another screen setting up the shot for King that won't go. Drake Allen getting ready to check in for the Aggies, but this has been a nice little run for Elijah Perriman. And Allen will take Perriman's spot, but how about Perriman? In 8 minutes, he scored 9 points on 3 threes.
Yeah, he was a factor coming into this game, and that's what I'm saying. To come in and not kind of know where your minutes are coming from, and to have the confidence to come in and just shoot the ball and make plays, that says a lot about his character and what the upside that he has for this Aggie basketball team.
Just a youngster. Oh, Allen putting a little move on. There's a foul there. There really have not been many fouls called in this game, Gary. Just two each, two per team.
That's because each team's just wanting to shoot three-pointers.
Right. And here we are at 8:23 to play in the first half, and it's been pretty clean in that respect. Corner three on its way. And that won't go for Collins. Here come the Aggies, still up by 7. The Bulldogs. Fresno State is 11-12 on the season, 5-7 in league play. Vance Wahlberg in his second season.
Aggies putting on good pressure, getting Fresno late in the shot clock.
Well, they had to hurry that one, and it worked. Unreal.
Hey, you just got to take those ones. I mean, you played, 30 seconds, 29 seconds of great defense.
Yeah, what can you do at that point when they launch something up like that? Allen's trapped, and then the foul. It looks like Bastian Reber is going to be called. That's going to be his second. So the young man from Riedesheim, France, gets the foul. Aggies leading 29-25. Got a good one there. The freshman, Admin Elamine, with the flush on KMYU locally and the Mountain West Network.
Pride is a powerful force. You feel it in our grit, sense it in our grace. It's deeply rooted in each of us, our values, virtues, and valor. Pride inspires us, fuels us, propels us. It's who we are, and it's why we will forever be the pride of the Valley.
We are back here in Logan. It's that time of year. These games get so important. The home stretch, if you will. The Aggies have, this is an interesting game, Gary. So we have Fresno State today. On Saturday, they host Memphis.
Yeah.
which is not in their league.
Right.
It's just it's a game that got scheduled. Seems like an unusual spot to put it, but Memphis offered them a home and home. They'll go to Memphis next year. So that game thrown into the mix. And then after that, they have home games against Boise State, Grand Canyon, and New Mexico. And their only remaining road games at Nevada, at San Diego State, and at UNLV. I'll bet you they've got that UNLV game circled. Well, they will when that time comes.
I would have that circled the minute I walked off the court after that loss.
Very strange loss to UNLV in this building. But they've been on fire ever since. Keller for three. Zach Keller. And then a turnover.
I mean, the Aggies are shooting pretty lights out from three as it is. I mean, shooting 58%. Now it's probably closer to 60 with Keller three.
Just over that, yeah.
And then to get a turnover, that's what you want to see.
Mason Falsa barking out some orders to the younger players. Talk about a guy that knows his offense. Look at that pass. Right inside to Keller, and they score.
Well, and it's great to see different players step it up.
Turnover. Allen's got it, and he finishes. And right now, Fresno State's a little bit of a mess, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, those couple turnovers that translate into big buckets. Keller's coming off the bench, putting up big numbers. Perriman's coming off the bench, putting up big numbers. As a team, like I said, with that many threats out on the court, it's just disheartening to try to find a way to rotate, to help, and to stop another player that gets the ball.
36-25 is the lead right now, and Falsle's got 2 points, but he's got 2 assists and a rebound. He's doing a lot of things. I got to tell you a funny story, though. I don't pay a lot of attention to Twitter, but I happen to be on it. I was following the Jazz trade news. I see this tweet that I'm tagged in. It's an Aggie fan in Nebraska. I don't know him, but I know I'm pretty sure he was in Nebraska. And he says, "Oh boy, I get to watch another Aggie game and have Dave Fox tell us 3 times that Mason Falslev also played football in high school." But guess what? He did. And at halftime today, we have a special throwback edition for those of you watching locally. It's a feature we did on Mason, Prep of the Week, when he was in high school at Skyview. A lot of fun. It's got some football and basketball in it. I love looking back on those things, and that's produced for tonight's halftime. And here he goes now. And Falslev, he can't finish the play, but
that's funny.
We both love that kid, and we'll mention his exploits all we want to.
Amen. I asked him before the game, I'm like, should you have chose football or basketball? I mean, you're really good at basketball. But, we've talked about this, too. He could go be a tight end if he doesn't want to do basketball anymore.
Worked for Caleb Lohner.
That's right. I'm sure he'll have an opportunity to play after this without question.
Absolutely. He is so good. And just a terrific kid, too. Recently got married and just a great young man and loves playing up here in Logan where he went high school ball, and his family's looking at the post right there. That's 2 layups that the Aggies have missed.
Yeah.
So give Fresno State a little bit of credit in the post right there. And Jaquez, he gets a little hook to go up and in. So that timeout paid off for Fresno State because they looked a little discombobulated for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the Aggies have gotten it where they want to get it, but they just can't convert. Mason just padding his own stats, decided to miss one and get the offensive rebound and put it back in.
Yeah, give him another board. Big rebound there for Jaquez. He's a 7-footer and just a freshman, very raw. But he'll grow with this team, no matter. But here they are again in the post working on Keller, and up and in is, a great basketball mind once said. I'm talking about Frank Layden. You can't teach height.
Yeah.
And Wilson's a big kid. 7 foot 264 freshman.
Well, he looks like he's got a good touch around the basket. He's a big body. Like he's willing to get in there and bang.
Turnover. Here comes Heidebreeder, and he's got the layup. And those are his first points of the game. Leading scorer for Fresno State, and it took him until 4.5 minutes to play in the half before he scored. That's the kind of job that Utah State has done on that young man. Transfer from Air Force, also played at Clemson. Mason. In fact, he dribbled that ball right off the face of Wilson Jaquez, and it'll be a turnover.
I think that Coach Calhoun is just telling Mace he needs to move the ball. He just kind of got stuck in here. He lost it and then just picked up a foul trying to get it back.
Aggies are trapping here to see if they can get the ball back. And it's going to be an open hook shot. But you see Templin get over there and get in the way? Got a little, I think he might even have tipped that. Carson does so many things. Elamine, the freshman, hitting anywhere he can.
Yeah, he's so versatile. I mean, that length, and with a touch like that, with that length, he's going to be a problem.
Oh, how about the spin? Ball out of bounds. The Aggies, by the way, Gary, have 9 made three-pointers in this half.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Last time we talked, they had 22 is the record, so they're well on pace to maybe beat that record by the end of the night.
Old Trapper Beefs.
Look at this. Back here in the Spectrum, the place is rocking. I see some of your kids over there. The boys are taking their shirts off.
That's right.
Hopefully they'll get them on the big screen.
Oh, it looks like they did write on themselves, though, this time.
Okay,
so
well, yeah, that's important.
They do have something displayed to show, so.
Well, we'll see if they can hunt them down. You mentioned that the record for three-pointers in a game is 22. Oddly enough, the record for three-pointers in half is exactly half that. It's 11. And right now the Aggies have 9, and there's still 3:43 to go. There's plenty of time to get a couple more to at least match that, if not beat that record.
Well, they definitely have been shooting the shots, so I don't think they're
not going to slow down.
Right.
14 threes they put up and hit 9 of them. Fresno State's launched 13 threes, but they've only hit 4. Hence the Aggie 10-point lead.
Well, this is where Fresno's offense is becoming a little stagnant. They're kind of allowing the Aggies' defense to dictate where they get the ball on the court, and they're just ending up having to take shots late into the shot clock.
Like that last one, they just launch it
right
in coverage. Ball-Slev, they shut that down.
I mean, Fresno's pressure is extending to the three-point line as well. I mean, they're not wanting to get beat by that either.
Deep three. Perriman, he hit those 3 threes, and obviously feeling pretty good about his shot, but that one a little bit too hot.
I would have shot it.
Yeah.
That's a heat check.
Yeah, but that would have probably bought you a spot on the bench.
Right, for sure. I mean, Coach didn't want me shooting a lot of threes. We had a couple guys that were better at that than me.
But he slowly adapted to that under your career, didn't he?
Yeah, I earned my license to shoot some threes at Utah State.
Kind of like Templin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were everywhere. Oh, the big guy in the post. Look at that. Once again, the 7-footer Wilson Jacquez out of France. Just a freshman. He is a big body.
And Fresno's smart to kind of find a way to get it into the post and try to get some easy buckets and not just rely on that three-point. Aggies' defense is designed to keep you out there. And so they did a good job of making some adjustments.
That's a good battle, though, with Templin and Wilson down in that post. Oh, good pass from the freshman, but can't be handled. And they're going to say ball out of bounds. It'll stay down here. Aggie basketball. There's 4 on the clock.
Which I don't think they're saying it changed possession. So Coach Calhoun always has some pretty good out-of-bounds plays he draws up week to week.
Yeah, and he just sent in the signal for that, so let's see what it is. But you're right. I mean, the best coaches do, but he's got some creativity in these plays. So here we go. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be Templin. And then the three-pointer is missed by Colby King, and it's going to stay right here.
That's what makes Mason's – I mean, there's a lot of things that make Mason difficult to guard. But he doesn't stop when a shot goes up. I mean, he doesn't stand and look. He is crashing the boards. And for a guard who's not used to boxing out, that makes things really difficult.
Heidbreeder with a foul. That's his first. He's really had a tough game. And that three is up and in. Colby King. And now the Aggies have 10 threes. 1 away from their all-time record of most threes and a half. Look at Templin out guarding Collins. Takes him all the way to the hoop.
Yeah, Perriman guarding Jacques.
Yeah, something's not right here. And that shot is short for Foss. Here come the Aggies. About a minute to play here in the first half. Templin, the pass. Falslev can't finish.
That was a fantastic transition basketball.
It was.
Be able to find your teammates.
And this is going to be a foul. Oh, I don't know how Heidbreeder felt about that, but you collide with Carson Templin, although he's still down. He's slow to get up.
Oh, yeah, he took one right in the chin.
Yeah.
He got that foul before. Yeah, he looked like head to nose there.
And this is a tough guy.
Yeah, he's used to being on the floor.
And he just told him, I'm okay.
He doesn't want to come out.
You're right, he spends a lot of time on. Now he went back down again.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard. That you might be going up the tunnel to get a little concussion protocol there. That didn't look like a fun shot to the face.
Yeah, they're gonna take him up and take a closer look. Could be some one of those cotton in the nose kind of things. He's trying to avoid going. Now he sits down.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. There's less than a minute to go, though. I'm guessing we might have seen the last of him, at least in this half, for the last 50 seconds. A little short shot. Does not go. Oh, they're going to call a foul right here, I think, on Gary Clark.
I think he's calling it on Mason.
Oh, he is. Mason can't believe it.
Which is, I mean, he's 7 feet tall. I don't know how he's just going over the back. I'm not quite sure where the foul is there. He missed that one.
Well, Mason's trying to box out.
Yeah. I think he just missed that one. That happens.
All right, so the ball will stay here. Aggies up 11. Closing seconds of this first half. Utah State, first place team in the Mountain West. Two, one, and again, Gary, as you pointed out, the Aggies force him into a wild shot and then going the other direction. That's up and in. Colby King, the layup, and he gets one free.
You know, Colby's so athletic and versatile. I mean, to catch that in transition, juggle it, get fouled, and then be able to have the wherewithal to finish a basket like that is really impressive. And he does things like that frequently for the Aggies. He comes up with big plays, big rebounds, big shots. He's a guy, and he's one against UNLV that I thought, he helped the Aggies, at least in that game. He could have,
despite the loss.
Yeah.
Well, he averages 8 points a game, and he just hit his 8th point of this game. Played very well, and pretty good free throw shooter as well.
Oh, yeah. He's a guy that's capable of putting up big numbers on a
Absolutely. When they played Fresno State back in December, he had a 13.4 rebound night back then, and now he's got 9 points in this one. And 5 rebounds, by the way.
Yeah, he's a rebounding guard. Yeah. Him and Mason can put up numbers.
Absolutely. Mason's terrific rebounder.
Collins.
Oh, yeah, we can almost think that was a pass.
Yeah, that looked like a structured play.
Yeah.
He
went over. Oh, that almost went in. He went over the rim.
Yeah.
And caught up and in. All right, well, there you go. Very entertaining first half. Bit of a slow start for the Aggies, but, Gary, they certainly finished strong.
Absolutely. I mean, I think once Perriman came in and turned on the three-point faucet, that changed the game for the Aggies. It galvanized them on defense. Their ability to get in there, rebound, and take advantage of some transition baskets really helped them get to this point in the game.
Well, there were a couple of possessions for Fresno State that looked a little glib, but they came out of a couple timeouts, tried to stay in the hunt, but right now the Aggies have opened up a 12-point lead. It's Spectrum Magic going on right now in Logan. Stay tuned for our halftime shows locally on KMYU, a feature on Mason Falslev, and on the Mountain West Network.
So there you go. Halftime, Utah State carries a 12-point lead, 47-35. Had a really good three-point percentage, 59% from the field compared to Fresno State's 27% behind the arc. They've been hitting their 2-point shots just from the field. Both teams have been pretty clean. They mentioned only 2 fouls on either side. Not a lot of free throws. And this is a sellout crowd for Utah State. Big student section here tonight. And then also Fresno State, we're just looking at the standings. Fresno State, win or lose, they're going to stay in 8th place, while Utah State will look to get sole possession of 1st place in the Mountain West standings with a win. They'll fall down to 2nd place if Fresno State were to come back. Fresno State actually looked good. They led 10-3 at one point early in the game. They were holding their own. I know ESPN gave them a 4.5% chance of winning. I mean, that's probably going to come true, look at the halftime score. But really, 10 minutes in, the game was tied. Fresno State would have had like a 1-point game. Or a 1-point lead. Utah State would come back. Fresno State would take the lead again. It was really back and forth for the first 10, 11, 12 minutes. And then the wheels kind of fell off. They got fatigued. And then the Bulldogs had to burn their timeouts. But both teams look to keep on moving, build momentum for the Mountain West Tournament. Utah State obviously projected to be an 8th seed, and I will show you the bracket matrix later. I've been doing this in previous streams. Utah State coming off an impressive, exhilarating 85-83 victory over Wyoming. Mason Falslev scored 27 in that game. The Aggies have been pretty much perfect in home. They've been 9-1 home record, and then they rank 2nd in the conference in team defense, giving up only 68.5 points while holding their opponents to 41% shooting on average. The Bulldogs, obviously, you can see on the standings, they're 5-7 against in-conference opponents. They're only 5th in the Mountain West in defensive rebounds per game, 23.4, led by Wilson Jack averaging 5.6. And then Utah State has made a little bit over 50% of its shots from the field this season, which is 7.8 percentage points higher than Fresno State. They're in the low 40s. And then on defense, Fresno State has allowed 43% of shots to its opponents from the field, which is 2.8% higher, or 2.8 percentage points higher than what Utah State has allowed. So pretty much more even on defense, but really, and you can see this on the 3-point percentage line, just Utah State's shooting offense is just way too powerful for Fresno State. But let's look at the bracket matrix. We've been doing this previous streams. Basically, it's taking 99 brackets now, including ESPN, you can see CBS, and then Fox, and everyone else. Comparing basically the media consensus bracketologies, 99 different brackets all into one. And this is just like the averages. So Arizona is your number 1 overall seed. I know they lost to Kansas, which leaves Miami of Ohio as the only undefeated team left in the nation. I did predict that 2 streams ago, that Miami would be the last one standing over Arizona and Nebraska when they were the last 3, just because of that strength of schedule. The Big 10, the Big 12 are gauntlets. Michigan, Duke, and Connecticut are also on the 1 line. You can see the SEC finally has a team back on the 3 seed, the 3 line in Florida. Vanderbilt's taking a couple of losses. St. Louis fell down from a 6 down to a 7. Gonzaga fell from a 3 to a 4. Utah State and Texas A&M switched between the 8 and 9 seed lines. What else? Santa Clara is in. San Diego State is in. And from last stream, New Mexico and California are out. So, just something interesting. I'm gonna keep track of that. And then also, let's just go through the standings. To see what we see around the league. Some scores tonight as well. Purdue and Nebraska went to overtime. Purdue had like a 20-point lead, but Nebraska came back in the second half, but Purdue held them off in overtime. Wisconsin and Illinois are currently tied 76-76. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. That's 2 minutes left in the second quarter, or the second half. Duke is up on Pittsburgh by 1 point. Arkansas is up on LSU, and they're probably going to beat them. You see in the SEC, Arkansas is ranked. The SEC is actually not probably the weakest of the Power 4 conferences in basketball, but a pretty deep conference too. Iowa State is up on TCU, Houston up on Utah. Did any ranked teams lose besides Nebraska? I mean, Vanderbilt, BYU. North Carolina lost to Miami. We'll look at the ACC, and then Gonzaga plays a night game against Washington State. About 10 minutes left until we get back to the second half. Here you can see the standings. Here's Santa Clara at 12-1. Nice seeing a fresh face in the West Coast Conference that has been historically and recently dominated by Gonzaga and St. Mary's. And we move up. You can see Kentucky's finally ranked. They're on a pretty significant winning streak. Win streak of 3, and they've been hot in their last 10 games or so. They're finally ranked. Florida is the leader. Vanderbilt, Arkansas are up there. Obviously, you have the Mountain West, covered those standings. Utah State sits atop the conference along with San Diego State. Miami still undefeated at 24-0, 12-0 in the conference. We move up. You have the Big 10. Michigan's at 2. Illinois, Nebraska, and Michigan State all in the top 10. Probably Purdue and Nebraska are going to swap. So we're still going to have 4 top 10 teams coming into next week. Iowa looks to be ranked as well. They're 1 spot out. So we'll see if they get back into the rankings next week. In the Big East, you have St. John's and UConn. Villanova's up there as well. Villanova's had a couple rough years, but basketball always feels better when they're good. And Villanova's back in the field. And the Big 12, probably the deepest power conference, and I guess you can say conference in all of the NCAA. Arizona's up there. Houston, Kansas is back in the top 10 after upsetting Arizona. Actually, these rankings have been released before the Kansas upset of Arizona, so Kansas probably would look to get up to like a 6 or a 7 rank. Iowa State's up there. Texas Tech, BYU also ranked. Lots of teams there, and then in the ACC, Duke, Clemson, Virginia, Louisville, North Carolina, all ranked. North Carolina did get upset though, but still nothing. Or they did lose. Who they lose to again? They lost to Miami. Miami's 19-5, and then NC State is also knocking on the door of the top 25. St. Louis is ranked up here, still at 23-1, 1 game away from being perfect, and those are your standings. So then we're going to take the bracket matrix that we saw, put them in this bracket. The bolded teams are your conference champions, And then we're just going to project this game, and then after that, we will go back to the second half. So, right here, hold up for a sec. Okay. So for the first round games, it will be Santa Clara versus San Diego State. And I do like, these fields were filled up from last video, so I didn't clear them. But I do think Santa Clara will defeat San Diego State. Santa Clara has been really good, a big hot streak lately. I do think Bethune-Cookman gets past UNC Central. I'm flipping that compared to the weekend's results. Again, this field has been clear. Texas is actually a sole 11 seed and inside the play-in. So it will be Miami and Ohio State, which I think will be Miami, and then Vermont over Long Island. I'm going to keep that the same. Vermont has a lot of tournament experience. So now we go into the first round of games. I do think Arizona will win here. Utah State over Texas A&M. Alabama over Tulsa, and Gonzaga over Hawaii. Pretty chalky, I'm not going to lie. I do think Arizona gets past Utah State. Gonzaga gets past Alabama. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alabama win this one. But Gonzaga has a big streak of Sweet 16. I know that streak has been snapped last season, but they look to get to their 11th Sweet 16 out of 12 years. BYU over Texas, I feel pretty good about that. Kansas over North Dakota State. Iowa will take over St. Mary's. St. Mary's has been struggling a little bit. And then Nebraska over Portland State. Nebraska is the last power conference team to get an NCAA tournament win in March Madness, so they'll look to do so here. I do think Nebraska does fall to Iowa, though, just because of that tournament inexperience. And then BYU, I'll take Kansas over BYU. Big Big 12 clash, I know. That could go either way. The Big 12 is just so unpredictable. I'll pick Arizona over Gonzaga and Kansas over Iowa. And I'll take Kansas over Arizona. This will be a rematch, and basically I'm just going off of what I saw, and until I see differently, I'll just pick Kansas to go over Arizona. Connecticut over Merrimack in this section, the East region. Villanova over Wisconsin, setting up a nice Big East matchup for a Sweet 16 bid, which I think will be Connecticut. Connecticut destroyed Villanova the last time they met, and I do think they will advance here. St. John's over Yale, and I'll take Virginia over High Point, and then St. John's over Virginia. Virginia's really struggled in tournaments past. And then I'll take Connecticut over St. John's, another Big East matchup. But I do think they'll run the Big East gauntlet. Clemson versus Santa Clara. I'll take Santa Clara over Clemson. 11 over 6 upset, and Michigan State over East Tennessee. And I'll take Michigan State over Santa Clara as well. Michigan State had a bad loss to Minnesota, who currently has a losing record. But they followed that up with a win over a top 5 ranked Illinois. So we'll see which Michigan State team comes to play then, right? I'll pick Kentucky over Indiana. It's a tale of two storied programs, but Kentucky just on a hotter streak right now. I'll pick them over Indiana. Illinois over Wright State. I'll pick Kentucky over Illinois just based on what I've seen so far. Illinois obviously got upset by Michigan or Michigan State. And I'll pick Kentucky here, but I do think Kentucky's road will end to Michigan State. But I'll pick Connecticut over Michigan State just based on how inconsistent they've been. Duke will take over Navy. UCF over SMU. Tennessee over Liberty, and Vanderbilt over Stephen F. Austin. A nice SEC matchup, which will take Vanderbilt. Duke, I think, can get past the UCF, and then Duke will get past Vanderbilt. Right now, I do think we'll take Miami over Arkansas, and then Florida over Troy. Lots of SEC teams in this area, in this region, and I'll take Florida over Miami. Nice 3 over 11 matchup, but it's nice in-state rivalry. NC State will take over Utah, and then Houston over Austin P. NC State has had some tournament success in years past, but I do think the road ends to Houston, and Houston's just so good. And I'll take Houston over Miami, but do I think they'll fall to Duke? Probably so. I know Duke got upset by that buzzer beater in North Carolina. But but just Duke has so much more experience. And also, Duke is out for revenge. If you remember last year's game, Houston came back having been 7 points down with like 30 seconds to go. That was a big choke by Duke, and Duke will be out for blood and out for revenge. Iowa State, I think, can get past UT Martin. St. Louis, I think, can get past UCLA. St. Louis has been pretty good. I would say under the radar, but they're getting the eyes of the national media more and more. Purdue will take over Troy. Miami of Ohio, I think, can upset Louisville. A nice 11-6. And then I'll take Miami over Purdue again. Purdue has been prone to being upset by double-digit seeds, and if they're in this region and in this area of the bracket, I think that could very well come to fruition again. Iowa State over St. Louis, and I do think Iowa State can beat Miami. So Miami is probably my Cinderella team for this bracket. I know last bracket I picked UNC Wilmington, and that was my Cinderella, you can say, but I'm going to pick Miami for this one. I guess maybe not Cinderella because Miami's still undefeated, but still just like by the 11th seed, you can say they are. Texas Tech will pick over Cal Baptist, North Carolina over Belmont. We're about ready to tip off for the second half, so I'll get you back to that game after this prediction. Georgia over Auburn, Michigan over Vermont, and I do think Michigan runs table. They'll be both Georgia and Texas Tech. And then Michigan, Iowa State for a spot in the Final Four. I'll pick Michigan. Pick them in streams past in my other live streams, and no reason to change it here. But Iowa State's going to look pretty good. We'll see. Those Big 12 schools are feisty. Michigan and Duke, I'll pick Michigan. And Kansas and UConn, I like the 3 seed over the 1. I'll pick Kansas in this upset, but I do think the road ends to Michigan. Michigan I picked as my champion on my second stream, and I do think, though, just like as of right now, I like Michigan in this matchup. So they're about to tip off right now. I'll get you back to that game, but those are my predictions. What are yours? Leave it in the live chat. I'll get you back to this game.
Turnover to start the second half as Mason loses the ball, and it looked like to me that Zion Collins was trying to throw the lob, and Deshaun Gorey couldn't finish that, but we have a foul down here anyway.
This might be another foul where Mace just kind of tried to get out of the way and gets called for a foul.
I think you're right, and here's the bad news, Gary. That's his third foul.
Yeah.
And to pick up your third foul and you're 15 seconds into the second half, that's not what you want to see.
No, especially when you felt like that you weren't a part of the play anyway.
Yeah. Highbreeder for 3. That's what he likes to do. He's a decent three-point shooter, but that is his first of this game. And the leading scorer now still only has 5 points after a relatively slow first half. Kick out corner 3. That's up and in. 12 threes now in this game. It's Colby King. Hits another one. He's got 3 of them. 12 points for Colby. Turnover, MJ Collins.
And that's where the Aggies can really hurt you. I mean, they can put points on the board from 3, come down, put pressure on defense, turn you over, and just like you opened up the half with, they just score in transition.
Yeah. So you open the half with a turnover, and then after Fresno scores, you go on a 5-0 run.
Yeah. There's a wrestle down there in the block.
I mean, Collins doing all he can, but you're talking about a 7-foot, 264-pound French center, and he is just, that's a load down there.
Well, and I was just about to say that. I said, I think Fresno would benefit from going a little bit more to the block. I mean, he can put up points. He's shooting a good percentage from the field and just be able to continue to go to him.
Basically got his pocket picked right there, and Keller comes up with it. And here come the Aggies. Drake kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way, and big rebound. It looked like Keller had it, but no. Bulldogs basketball. This game is physical in this second half, and it looks like a foul to MJ Collins. That's going to be his first.
Yeah, talking about the foul count in the first half to now, we already doubled what the fouls were.
Yeah, for the entire half.
Right, in the first 2 minutes. But, I mean, I think that shows a little bit of physicality. Both teams are up in the tempo and the physicality with which they play.
Look at Highbreeder spinning around, up and in. That's what he can do. Jake Highbreeder. He had 21 when they played the Aggies back in December. And, boy, if he gets going, you got to keep an eye on him. Averages 17 a game.
Yeah, and he's patient offensively, which is hard to do when you're a leading scorer, is just to kind of pick your shots, not hurt your team by trying to just put points on the board.
3 on the way again, and this time Collins hits it. And now the Aggies with a dozen three-pointers.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting.
Oh, my word. Back and forth we go. This Highbreeder comes up with another 3. He's suddenly got 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, he's a patient scorer,
Yeah.
but once he sees that basket open up, I'm sure he's not going to turn down a shot.
No.
Utah State spacing is a little off.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit. Elamine and King were right next to each other in that corner. King did a good job of getting the heck out of the neighborhood as soon as Elamine caught it.
Right.
And Elamine will go to the bench. And good to see Carson Templin back in the game. When we last saw him, he took a pretty hard shot and was being looked at. Finally went to the locker room, of course, but he is back and ready to go. And somehow I doubt that Carson Templin's physicality will be reduced at all.
Probably enhanced.
Yeah, no kidding. Back into the game comes Gary Clark as Zach Keller will go to the bench. Clark, the transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Big kid, 6'9" senior.
I've been really impressed with Keller's play tonight. Defensively, offensively, he's hitting big shots.
Drake Allen, the turnaround, that doesn't go. And he's had to just pound on Wilson Jacques, the 7-footer, who's just a beast. And another 3 for Highbreeder. Boy, we mentioned when he starts, if he gets going, you got to watch out for him. He's capable of lighting it up, and he's already got 13 points after a relatively quiet first half.
Well, and Coach Calhoun recognized that, right? I mean, right away, he is coming out shooting threes, getting to the basket, finishing at the rim. He's an offensive player looking to score, so Calhoun's going to try to put a stop to that right quick.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll
Oh, there's the Spectrum magic. Is that Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Lots of
he's
magic.
trying to cast a spell right now. Well, I don't think it's going to work, bud.
No.
But hey, what a fun night here in Logan. The Spectrum Magic T-shirts on every single seat prior to this game. And we mentioned at the outset, Jordan Barnes, I was told, helped design this. I asked him about it, and he, in his typical humble Barnes way, just kind of downplayed it, but he was involved in that. Look at Carson Templin working in the post, gets his own rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Carson comes up with stuff he has no business coming up with, just because he's just pure hustle. I mean, he got a 7-footer, he misses his own shot, gets his own rebound, and then be able to put it right back in.
How about that's his first points of the game? And he has been playing really well. That's a tough shot that's just put up by Deshaun Gorey. And the Aggies have the ball. Templin brings it up. And now he's double-teamed. Skip pass out to MJ Collins. Corner 3. Colby King. And look who's there for the rebound. And Templin is fouled.
I mean, he's come up with 3 rebounds in 2 possessions. Gets himself to the foul line. Brings the ball down the court. And Aggies have great ball movement. Just shown here, he comes up strong with the basketball, gets himself to the free throw line.
And another timeout. So, quick timeout again here. Aggies 57-46 leaders. Big Mountain West Conference battle. The Aggies looking for 6 wins in a row.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. They're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes. Act with respect.
When you need inspiration,
Back here in Logan, beautiful Tuesday night. It feels like it's been fall the entire winter.
Yeah, it has.
And that's what it looks like inside. Although I'm told by our weather people back at our TV station locally that there's a couple of storms coming. And for guys that like to ski, like myself, that's welcome news.
Yeah, I think I might take advantage of that.
Well, hopefully it arrives right after I begin my drive home through the canyon tonight. But nonetheless, it's an absolutely beautiful day. And here we go with the Aggies. And Carson Templin, he's got just 2 points on the night, but he's shooting only the second free throw of this game for the Aggies, and we're at 15:40 to play in the second half. And he connects.
Well, each team is shooting a lot of three-pointers. I mean, more than half their possessions have been threes.
Right.
So you're going to get a lot less foul because it's a lot less physical on the perimeter there.
Templin's only a 56% free throw shooter. I didn't want to mention it until he's done, but I see him connecting on both ends on some important times.
Mm-hmm.
So he certainly seems to be getting it done at the right time. So
yeah. And he's definitely improved over the course of the season.
Yes, he has. Three-pointer, Hydebreeder again. Finally missed one. He's been really good in this second half.
But even then, I think he had too much space.
And a three the other way. MJ Collins! 13 threes for the Aggies in this game, and Collins now has 11 points.
and Hybreeder kind of match each other's first and second half. They both struggled a little bit from there, and then both come on in the second half.
There's the foul you see on MJ Collins, the second. The only real foul trouble in this game right now is Mason Falslev, really for either team. And he picked up that third right as the second half started. We haven't seen him since.
That's the thing. When you get into foul trouble as a player, it's just so unsatisfying because you can't be out there.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
You can't do anything about it.
You can't even argue it.
Right. Because if you do, you get a technical and you get your fourth foul.
Yeah. Or trying to argue with the coach. Oh,
Right.
I need it. Nope, that's not going to.
Right.
Oh, big block in the post. Gary Clark, the 6'9" senior.
Yeah, I like this lineup with Clark and Templin. I mean, I think it brings a lot of toughness, a lot of height. This is something we didn't see against UNLV, but I thought would be really helpful because they were killing us on the interior.
Have you mentioned that to Jared Calhoun?
No. I mean, he knows.
I wonder
way
how he would. I'll tell you one thing about Coach Calhoun. First of all, he's a great coach, and he has a lot of respect for Aggie alumni.
Yes, he does.
I always listen to his post-game show. He's always talking about them. And one of your buddies, Spencer Nielsen's on that post-game show, and former Aggie great. There's another one of those shots forced late in the clock, and it almost went. But he just has a great rapport with you guys, and really appreciates what you've brought to the program over the years.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
46-11 in his second season. They got off to a 15-1 start at one point this year. And another foul.
Well, Fresno's trying to make an effort to get to the basket, and it's leading them to the free throw line here in the second half. They're being more aggressive offensively, attacking more, and it's leading to some free throw opportunities.
Perriman with that foul, it's his first. So for Fresno State, that's just their second free throw of the game. They're 2 for 2, and the Aggies are 3 for 3. That's just really, but you pointed it out. You've been around the game. You know the game better than most, but all this long-range shooting just hasn't lended itself to that sort of thing. And Deshaun Gorey hits both. Freshman out of Victorville, California, not far from Fresno. If you ever drive to Disneyland, you'll go right past Victorville.
I did not know that.
Yes. How about that? All the way to the rack and the finish for Elijah Perriman. He looked like he almost was getting pushed from behind to the hoop.
Right. He's just getting a little bit of an encouragement.
He's opening up a 16-point lead. Active hands and a foul right there. You saw Colby King come up with a steal and gave it to MJ Collins, but he gets fouled.
But even if the Aggies still had him pushed down late in the shot clock, they're still 25 feet out trying to operate. And, the difference between that possession down before where they were attacking the basket, they were moving downhill, got themselves to the free throw line. That's what Fresno's going to have to do to start to chip away at this Aggie lead. The perimeter passing and shots late into the shot clock are not going to be helpful.
Yeah, they've launched a couple of shots. Fresno State has with 2 or 1 on the clock. MJ, that ball is still available. How about that? You talked about the pair of Templin and Clark, and they kept that ball alive.
Great ball movement.
Oh, the freshman wants another, and Perriman's got it.
That was just, they moved Colby King out of the corner, replaced him with Collins to try to get that matchup. That didn't work. Moved it to Colby King, back to Perriman for a wide open three. That was just great basketball right there.
His 4th 3 of the game as the Bulldogs come right back with a layup for Perriman, 14 points already. And he averages 5. And Perriman, just a freshman. His career high is 13.
Well, and they see they're just going to Templin on the block. He's got a mismatch down there. He was smart, patient, looked his teammates to see who was open, and then just found himself to have a smaller guy. He used to say mouse in the house.
Boy, the hustle out of this team, everybody, bodies all over the place. And so many good individual performances, 3-point up on the way and not really close. Perriman, by the way, does have a career high now. He's just a freshman, but previously it was 13. He's got 14 in this game.
We're going to have a technical foul on Perriman.
Uh-oh. We were just lauding his exploits in this game, and then he gets a. So add that. That might be a career high, technical fouls.
Yeah.
Aggies are hitting from all over the place.
You can have live college sports in your hand this year with the brand new Varsity Network app. Hear live, play-by-play, and keep up with your favorite teams and audio broadcasts no matter where you are with this free new app. Be sure to download the Varsity Network app today. This March,
Spectrum Magic here in Logan, and Utah State up to a 19-point lead. And Gary, they are shooting lights out right now from three-point range and field goal.
Yeah, I mean, the shots are falling, and that's one thing that we've talked about during this game is they're so versatile. I mean, any one player from Kobe King to Collins to Templin to Falslove can put points on the board. Perriman tonight, I mean, even Keller's putting up some good numbers. So all over, I think you're Calhoun. You're happy with your offensive effort.
Yeah, Keller's hit all three of his field goal attempts. To your point, they're reviewing this play. I'm assuming the technical.
After the play was over, there'll be a dead ball contact, technical foul assessed to number 1 White. Fresno will shoot 2 free throws and receive the ball.
Oh man. So that'll be a discussion for maybe tomorrow's practice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't get, I think I got 1 or 2 technicals. I got one, really? I remember against the University of Utah when we were playing.
What was it? What was that about?
I believed I got fouled.
Oh, so it was for yelling at the ref.
Yeah, I said something to the ref, and he disagreed.
Gee, that's a shock. But, it looked like this technical foul was he pushed the player, but at least you're exercising your rights to chew out the ref.
Right. Coach Morrow was,
I'll bet
rightfully
he loved that.
so. He did not like it, especially in a game against Utah here. It was did
you win the game?
We did win on a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
But Utah had a great team that year.
I think I was at that game.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah. Oh, the alley-oop does not go. Hydebreeder saw Gorey on the way to the rim, couldn't get it in. Look who's back in the game. Oh, there's the finish. Carson Templin.
I mean, that's the thing is he can come out in a half with 2 points and you still feel like he's been a factor. Another rebound.
He is everywhere.
Yeah.
Another foul. Third foul.
Mason just set that one up for Carson to go in and grab it off the rim and just put it home.
So now Heidbreder 3 fouls, Raber with 3 fouls, and Mason Falslev, who's in the game now with free throws. 3 fouls. Speaking of free throws, they're coming now. And the Aggies open up a 21-point lead. And the herd comes to life. Oh, how about that? Drake Allen gets his hand in there.
That'll put the Aggies in the bonus.
Boy, we only had the couple of fouls in that first half, and now here we are over 10 minutes play and already in the bonus.
Well, I think Calhoun probably told him at halftime that the defensive intensity needs to increase.
So only having a couple of fouls is a bad thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, to a certain extent,
I see what you're saying. No,
kind of
right.
shows some toughness and some grit.
And Heidbreder hits. Connects on both. Nearly a 90% free throw shooter, though, so when Jake goes to the line, odds are he's going to hit. Still a 19-point lead for the Aggies, approaching midway to play here in this second half. Mountain West Conference basketball. Colby King. Oh, Carson's going to launch a three. He's on the season 11 of 31 from three-point range, which is not bad. That's 36%.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
See, he can hit, especially with that quantity. Aggies pressuring the ball everywhere
Just
it
great
goes.
defense.
Yeah, Gorey's three is up and missing. A big rebound for Gary Clark. Fresno State now on a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes. No field goals, that is, in nearly 3 minutes. Falslev lob. And there's going to be a foul, so Gary Clark could not get the layup to go. But there is a foul.
And that's what we were talking about earlier with Mason being able to get into the interior of defenses, his ability to score and finish. But he also has great vision in there to find cutters and to your posts who've got a good seal, finding Gary Clark on that one to get him to the foul line.
2 shots coming for Clark. It's only the 5th team foul for Fresno State in this half.
I think that as quiet as it gets for when the Aggies shoot free throws, I think it would almost be as good to do that on the defensive end, just to have the place.
You know what? I kind of agree with you, and I've kind of made the point that sometimes, in my opinion, it gets too quiet for the free throw shooter.
Oh, you're definitely not used to it, for sure.
Right. Maybe I'm not saying you need to be screaming, but a little encouragement.
Yeah. It is. It's like it's unnatural to be that quiet during a basketball game.
It's like being at a golf tournament.
Right.
Unless you're at the Waste Management in Phoenix on the 16th
That's
hole.
true, yeah.
That's the first missed free throw, by the way, that one we just saw in this game for either team.
Great defense by Templin.
Mason Falslev, you saw him get out there and try to harass that shot. And, Templin threw that a little too high for Mason. And instead, Drake Allen will finish it. He's got the layup. 22-point lead for the Aggs.
I think Mason will be talking to Carson about his oop throwing skills after the game.
Largest lead of this game, 22 points. Wide open corner three. You leave them that wide open, and Kosovar is going to hit it. Young man out of Slovenia, another one of the freshmen. There's 4 freshmen for Vance Wahlberg's team here as they come up with a steal there. Here comes Kosovar again, and he's going to get free throws. But 4 freshmen, and they all get pretty good minutes.
Yeah. I disagree with this foul with Drake on this. He just goes straight up, doesn't move. That seems like a pretty honest basketball player.
Well, everyone else disagrees as well, especially the herd. And here comes the ref chant. Love this crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I think of, there's a basketball IQ of a fan base.
Yep.
Utah State's got one of the best basketball IQs.
And the atmosphere is just so loud. Did we just have a lane violation? Oh, you rarely see those. And it looks like it's Templin, so another free throw coming for Kosovar. And he makes them pay. All right, 76-58 lead then as we approach 8 minutes to play here on Spectrum Magic Night. If you came to the game tonight, you got a free Spectrum Magic t-shirt. Templin trying to back his way in. He got roofed by the rim there, but
yeah, I mean, I think he has good footwork, finding his leverage in the post. Just got to find a way to convert on that.
Boy, Collins turned around. Suddenly he was wide open, but couldn't hit the shorty. And right to the rack, and a foul coming, so free throws on the way. Templin was kind of pointing at the rim like, hey, toss me the lob. But instead, free throws on the way. The Aggies up 76-58 here. 7.5 to play here from Logan. Aggie fans having a lot of fun tonight. Their team is leading 76-58, trying to make it 6 wins in a row. Along the way, that win at New Mexico last week, Gary, was absolutely huge. They beat New Mexico by 20, which is the largest win they've ever had in the pit since 1979, before your time.
Yeah.
You know how tough it is to play down there.
I never got to play at the pit, but I remember watching the Utes happen to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was always like, it was
tough.
The toughest place, one of the toughest places to play in the country.
And it was a close game at the half.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, it was tied, I believe, on a shot at the buzzer, and they just destroyed them in the second half. The Aggies did. So, and then, of course, they get New Mexico again here, and that'll be our final game of the season. It's actually the Aggies' last game of the season. Perriman, by the way, I mentioned his scoring, 14 points already. There's a little bit of a double-double watch here. He has 7 assists, so 3 more assists. And how about that? The freshman would have a double-double. He's in the game right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. 20-point lead for the Aggies. Oh, I don't think Perriman necessarily agrees that he tripped him. You know, and if he did, if this foul is, it's not on.
Yeah, it looks like he's on Perriman.
Yeah.
That's hard. You don't need to trip him, you trip, that happens. Oh, might have hurt his back on that trip. That wouldn't be good.
Highbreeder still down. Kind of holding that hip as well. So he's up. That's good to see. Oh. So I'm not sure if they're going to send Perriman to the bench. He's still on the court. And coaches are talking to him, but they'll leave him in. He's got 3 fouls now, and Fresno State will take a 30-second timeout, make sure Highbreeder's okay. And again for Perriman, 14 points, 5 of 6 on his field goals, 4 of those 3-pointers, 4 for 5. He's just having a great game. 3 rebounds. He's got 7 assists. We'll keep an eye on that.
Well, and I think that's the thing that, and you and I talk about this a lot in our broadcast, but when the Aggies share the basketball, they have 28 made buckets on 18 assist plays. Yeah. They're sharing the basketball so well. They have a well-balanced scoring effort. We have 11, 14, 12, 3 guys in double figures, and then four more guys that are flirting with double figures. So it's a well-balanced scoring effort, shooting really well from the three-point line and from the field. It's just a testament to how they're team-oriented and how they're playing as a team tonight. And it's showing on the scoreboard. Team efforts generally lead to bigger possible wins.
I'll tell you what else leads to bigger wins. Shooting. And they are really shooting well tonight.
That is true.
As you've documented a few times, they're up over 55% on their field goals, and Fresno State has not been able to find that. Now, on the season, Fresno State's not a great shooting team, Gary. They're about 44%. The Aggies over 50%. So this is not all that unusual.
Right.
But tonight they're even a little bit below that.
And our goal was to hold teams below 40% from the field.
What's a tall order in every game?
Yeah, it was.
And I'm sure Stu would give you a day off of practice if you accomplished that.
No, it just meant, we have a chance to get better.
Yeah, right, exactly. 3-pointer Carson. His second attempt of the game won't go, and it looks like Keller may have free throws coming as he took that right at the big 7-footer.
But, you see Colby King in there. He guns up, grabs that rebound, makes a heck of a pass to Keller to get to the foul line. Colby does a lot for this team, and sometimes it goes unnoticed just because he's so scrappy, gets in there, comes up with some plays, but he's having a great game tonight.
Oh, that almost had a really nice home bounce.
Yeah, he's got great form. Great touch.
He just has struggled from the free throw line this season.
He's better shooting from the three-point line.
Yeah. Well, there you go, a 1-for-2 trip for Zach Keller, the senior.
Well, and this is the first time we've seen Keller and Templin in together.
That's right, because Keller has been subbing with Gary Clark, and Templin has played with Clark quite a bit.
Well, and Templin's perimeter defense has been impressive tonight. That'll be good.
Oh, man, I almost thought that was going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, it looked like it.
But that's not the case.
And Michael Reed just saying to Kobe King, you got him first.
Huh. So Arab Urbano, number 7, at the free throw line. He's another one of their freshmen. He's out of Mexico. And playing very tough and physical and drew the foul. And this is the second. Here come the Aggies. It's just really fun watching Elijah Perriman play basketball. He just, you can tell. Everybody loves the game, but he's just a beast out there.
Yeah, he's tenacious. He plays with so much confidence and poise.
Oh, yeah. Far above his age.
Yeah, absolutely.
All these players are just jawing. Templin still. But, it hasn't gotten out of hand by any means. I think the official might be talking to the coaches about this. I'm not positive, but he just brought them both together at midcourt. There's no pushing or shoving, but they're in each other's faces.
Well,
and then they just took Zayon Collins out, and he was the one that was jawing with, I don't know if this is why, but he was jawing with Carson, and now Carson's talking to Gorey standing next to him, explaining the whole story.
Was that where Perriman drew his technical foul?
You mean earlier? Yeah.
Was it with Collins?
Well, it was either Collins or he might have pushed Heidbreeder back at that point, but they were all there. And he got the tee. There were no tees issued here. The refs got in the way there, and it almost looked good-natured in a way. Nobody was yelling or anything like that. How about that shot up? That's a tough shot. Deshaun Gorey, the little runner.
Yeah, he's been impressive. He's got a versatile game. He's athletic. He plays above the rim. He can shoot it. See, even he's talking to Perriman now.
Yeah, he is. And they're both freshmen.
Yeah.
That's freshman on freshman right there. I don't know, maybe they know each other. Perriman from San Francisco and Gorey from
Fresno.
Victorville.
Victorville, that's right.
So maybe it's some state game or something. As you see, MJ Collins knocked the ball away. But I like seeing some of this good-natured stuff. They're not back. Neither team wants to back down.
No, and you're not going to stop talking on the basketball court.
Oh, yeah.
That's
could
one
you imagine
part.
that?
No, that's one part of the game. You just got to talk.
Marquez, that hook shot. Oh, man, MJ Collins is not going to like this, but a foul to MJ. That's going to be his third. Well, he was, again, Falsev got one of those earlier, just boxing out.
Yeah.
Apparently these officials are a little tighter on the box out.
Well, I just don't. Yeah, the first half there was no foul call, and the game seemed to go along just fine. This half it's been called a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
You're at 10 fouls, more than 10 fouls on the Aggie side, and 8 fouls on Fresno's.
Well, the Aggies have 16. Fresno has 13 in the game, so that's a total of 29 fouls called, and we had 2 in the first half.
Yeah.
And Jack Money out of Beverly Hills, California, the junior, scores. Vance Wahlberg going pretty deep in his bench. Falslev kick out three. MJ's open. And a little hot on that one. And now, boy, they are really tightening up. Elamine.
Yeah, that was a foul.
For the push. You're not getting away with anything in this game.
Nope.
From this point forward. And now they're shooting the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, you don't like 90-foot fouls.
Oh, and that one was pretty easy. So Deshaun Gorey going to the free throw line. And Gorey's had a really nice game, Gary. He's got 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah, he's impressed me. He's a smooth basketball player, can handle the basketball. He's not forcing things. He's put up some good numbers for Fresno tonight.
We're seeing in this game a total of about 7 freshmen that are playing and contributing. A lot of youth. Now they each have some veterans with them, but it's been impressive.
Yeah, well, it shows a bright future for teams in the Mountain West.
Yeah, no doubt. If they can keep them all.
Right. That's a big question.
MJ. Oh, throwing it down. Looked like he wanted the three, and instead he put it on the floor and made him pay. Turning up and in, Jack Money.
That's a great move.
Under 5 now. Still a fairly comfortable lead for the Aggies, but Fresno State starting to quietly hack into that.
Mm-hmm.
Elamine. Back to Mason, and Falslev hits.
That's a very selfish play by Elamine. Yeah. I mean, and a great vision, just kind of finding the best.
Yeah, I thought he was going to shoot it. I think you're right. Very unselfish. Oh, how about Gorey? And Jared Calhoun did not like that play one bit. And he's letting them know it. Okay, well, we'll take a break with them. Let them sort this out. Aggies up by 15.
Old Trapper beats. One upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor.
Well, a little bit of sloppy play in the last couple of minutes. It's a 15-point lead for the Aggies. But right now, they're flexing their muscles and trying to get to yet another victory in Mountain West Conference play. It would put them at 12-2 if they can hold on and win this. In first place in the Mountain West, and they're kicking off a 3-game homestand right now. They've got Fresno State tonight. Saturday they have Memphis, and then Boise State next week.
Yeah, that Memphis game, like you said earlier, is an interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, you take it. Collins might have had his toe on the line, didn't go anyway. And look at Falslev. Hustles for the board. Templin comes up with it. And now he ends up drawing the foul. So free throws coming for Carson Templin. 1-1. MJ Collins heads to the bench. 13-point night so far for him. And Templin. Oh, did you see that? Yeah. That could be a technical foul. It is technical foul. They're calling it on Bastian Reber. They said he pushed Templin. Hopefully we can get another look at this. Right as he watch as he goes for the box out. Right. There might have been a little.
They sold that one.
A little work on Templin's part. He might be able to get a Golden Globe for that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they're going to review it.
He's pretty
good
strong
for him. Yeah. I mean, Reber is all of 6'1", 160-pound freshman. I don't even know if you want to be known as knocked over by him.
I think that is a fair point. I don't know. Can they reverse the call on review?
Well, they're looking
give him
at
a flop?
Well, they're not going to do that, but maybe not a. Well, because remember, he initially called a technical.
Yes.
And if either way, I mean, if this is a personal foul, Reber's gone.
Yeah, that's
his fifth. But I think the issue is, do we give him a T on that?
Yeah, I don't know if it qualifies as a T, but
I agree it's a foul. He definitely pushed him, but I think Templin gets an assist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love Carson, so that was good. Yeah, and okay, so they're just coming back, and he's going to get his second free throw.
I think that's fair.
So here's the weird thing: that if that's a foul, then he's, according to the statistics, they're saying 4. We never really got a full explanation.
Yeah.
They must have just taken it away, and Templin misses the second. So there you go. Because Reber would have fouled out.
Yeah.
So 86-70 is our score. Under 4 to play. Another foul, and it's offensive.
I think they may have said he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, okay. Carson's still talking to the official about that. He is working him all the way down the court. Well, certainly an entertaining night here. This is what they call Spectrum Magic.
Absolutely.
And an open 3 on the way from Colby King. And that one goes. Zach Keller, by the way, back in the game as well.
Where both teams have kind of cooled off from 3 a little bit.
No doubt. And another foul. Jack Monty turns. He gets fouled on his way to that little hook shot. Monty, 6'9" junior out of Beverly Hills, California. So free throws coming for Jack. This is painful.
Yeah.
This game has been so fluid.
I agree. I think
the last few minutes have just come to a screeching halt.
Yeah. It's hard to get in flow of basketball when you got whistles blowing
right and left
constantly.
Yeah. All right, so still a 15-point lead for the Aggies. Drake Allen, for his part, by the way, 8 points and 3 assists in this game.
Yeah, Drake does so much for this team. Like no doubt. Even now you watch him, he's a general on the floor. He gets guys into their places. He runs a good offense. He's not selfish. He looks for his teammates. I mean, his experience, I think he's been playing college basketball for 5 years now, Heather's a redshirt transfer. His experience is showing a lot for this Aggie team in terms of what he brings.
Well, you mentioned it, 5 years at Snow, Southern Utah, UVU.
Yeah.
And now here in Logan as Templin can't connect on the first. His high school team, I mentioned this to you before, Westlake High School, they're really good.
Yes.
The state tournament starts next week. They are 20-1.
Wow.
Right now. That's how good Westlake is. They love to shoot the ball down there. And Templin hits the second.
Which puts him in double figures for the night.
Yeah, and he had another one that had a slow start, but now he's got 10 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Grab yourself 3 rebounds in the next couple minutes. You got a double-double.
Yeah. Well, which he did. He had 3 rebounds and 2 possessions a while ago.
That's right. There's one. Oh,
yeah.
Can't get to that. Balls everywhere, bodies on the floor. And it looks like timeout. So Fresno State with a timeout. Aggies looking good for this one, though. 87-71, just 2:40 to play in this game. And if this holds, they will get to 12-2 in league play. And 21-3 overall.
And that's a fantastic record.
Yeah, what a great season they're having so far. You got to finish strong, though. And let me ask you this, and here's a debate. Is this a one-team league in the tournament? Because I feel like it's
I don't think so.
I agree with you. Because right now both San Diego State and Utah State actually tied atop. Utah State has the tiebreaker. But I feel like, those two teams, they take care of business the rest of the way. And, of course, they do play each other. That's going to be a big game on February 25th down in San Diego. But either way, this just feels like a 2-team league at worst.
Oh, yeah. And I think they've shown that in the past. I mean, their ability to compete in the tournament. I mean, they definitely have the talent to go, make some noise there. So I think a lot will depend on how far each team makes it in the Mountain West Conference tournament. If they both make it to the championship, I think you got
then you almost have to.
Yeah.
Well, you hit on something there, though, when you talk about their past experience of the tournament. And I can tell you this, the NCAA Tournament Committee, they love teams that have been to the tournament and have had a little bit of success.
Yeah.
We've been there a lot in San Diego State. Certainly, we know that.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about a team that's been in a championship. So,
right.
And the Aggies, of course, got that win when Danny Sprinkle was coaching them a couple of years ago. So, but we'll see where that goes. Right now, putting the finishing touches on this game. And Gorey's really played strong. And again, 4 bodies on the floor. And it's going to stay here. It's funny. We always watch the coaching staff, and Jared Calhoun is up. He's demonstrative. But shout out his assistants, Eric Hout, Johnny Hill, who's a Danny Sprinkle assistant, Max Ben Asher. Mentoris Robinson is up talking to guys all the time. They're just really an active staff.
Oh, they're an amazing staff.
Always talking
Every
to these
single
guys.
one of them. They're great guys.
Aggies beat that press pretty quickly, and now a trap to Allen. And he gets it right back. And we are at 2 minutes to play. Aggies looking to salt this one away.
Yeah, they're just going to control the ball from here on out.
Mason takes that ball for a ride and then gets blocked by Gorey, of course. Gorey's just been everywhere. What a pass. It was a good idea, and then Gorey's going to finish. Deshaun Gorey. He now has 21 points to lead this team. Just ahead of Hydebreeder's 19. For the Aggies, leading scorer in this game is on the bench.
And Hydebreeder has been out since he hurt his back.
Yes, he got hurt, yep. But 4 Aggies in double figures with King, Templin, Perriman, and Collins. And how about Keller? Finish things off. So how about 5 Aggies in double figures? As he gets to 11. I'm looking at him fighting the post here. And are they going to call a jump ball? It looked like Vance Wahlberg wanted a timeout, but
yeah, Colby King just decided to just go over the top for that one. But the Aggies have really, turned it on in the second half defensively. I mean, it shows a little bit in the foul count, but they've forced Fresno to shoot tougher shots late into the shot clock, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
And that's kind of been from the get-go.
Yes.
I mean, they were pressuring those shots in the first few minutes of this game. Oh, my word. Drake Allen cannot believe it. They just called a foul on him. It's like, we're trying to end this game. So Bastian Reber, who managed to avoid that initially called technical foul earlier in the game. That's tough, hitting those free throws while you're staring into the herd.
Right. And they come up with something new every game.
Oh, Falslev. He turned, and an instant foul. He had no idea he was about to run in to a Bulldog, and he did. So Mason Falslev will be shooting free throws. And
yeah, that's hard when you have your back turned and then you just turn around and there's someone right in front of you. Lucky he only came away with that. He could have ran full head on into
no question. 80% free throw shooter for Mason. He had a great game when they played at Fresno State. 18 points, 8 rebounds. Scoring's a little off in this one, but remember, he spent a ton of time on the bench with those three fouls. He's got 7 points and now 8. So 8 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists for Mason. And the Aggies with the final score chant there is that three-pointer won't go, and they could take their time now. There's about 8 seconds different from shot clock and game clock. And Mason's going to step back and take a 3.
Yeah, I don't blame him on that.
And another fight for the basketball. And they're just fighting for the ball, but they call a foul.
Yeah,
I just feel like a jump ball would have been a little simpler in that case.
24 seconds left. That's just recognizing time and place.
Well, our next broadcast is coming your way when the Aggies will take on New Mexico. And it's the last game of the season. That could be really a pretty big game, with tournament seeding and that kind of thing coming up. But they just undressed New Mexico last week, beating by 20. And with 13 seconds to play, that three-pointer will not go. And here's an idea. Don't foul.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it. And a victory to the Aggies. 91-78. And Gary, they've won 6 in a row. And took them a few minutes to get going, but they put together an Aggie game tonight.
Yeah, and I think Coach Calhoun will be pretty happy with the effort in terms of how they adjusted. Utah State coming off big road wins, coming into a game where they potentially could take their foot off the gas, and they started off a little slow. Coach Calhoun made that adjustment, and from there on out, Aggies kind of took the game and dominated with throughout the end.
Well, they're certainly playing some good basketball right now, and we're right in the thick of league play, but they're going to step away from that Saturday and take on Memphis. Mm-hmm. That could be a fun game, though.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, as I said, we'll be back on our air when they take on New Mexico, last game of the regular season. But big win for the Ags tonight. Congratulations to Jared Calhoun and his team as they hold on to that first-place spot in the Mountain West. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, our entire crew. They always do such a great job for us here. quick shout out. I got to mention Caitlin, McKenna, Taylor, and Tanner. Good job, you guys. Have a good night, everyone.
So that's it. Utah State breaks the 90-point threshold, beating Fresno State 91-78. Fresno State actually hung in there. I mean, they moved with some urgency towards the end of the game. Always good practice, especially for the Mountain West tournament. And they hung in there. They didn't. They were pretty much even in the final box score for the second half. But as I mentioned before, just a 3-point percentage shooting for Utah State really helped them, especially in the first half, pull away from Fresno State. You can see the stats here. Gorey got 21 today after going for 27 on their 85-83 win over Wyoming in their last game. With the win, Utah State holds on to sole possession of first place, moving to 12-2 in the conference, half a game ahead of San Diego State. Fresno State remains at 8th place and will be facing Colorado State in the first round of the Mountain West tournament if the season ended today. Big game. Good performance from Utah State. They get Memphis next, and that'll be it for this broadcast. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.